Lower Manhattan this morning. Want to stick with that Trump civil case and welcome in former New Jersey Superior Court Judge Andrew Napolitano. Judge, great to see you this morning. I can't help but be reminded that this is all taking place just before people actually start to vote. So this will wrap up, we think, the end of December, near the holidays. And then wouldn't you know it, January the 15th, we've got the Iowa caucus with the New Hampshire primary right after that. Do you think this is election interference just on the face of it?
I don't think it's election interference, but I do think that the former president is making the most of it. As one of your former guests said a few minutes ago, if you have, it may have been you, if you have lemon, turn it into lemonade. And he is succeeding in doing that with his commentary before, during, and after the day's events in the courtroom, quite properly outside the courthouse or in the hallway. And the press is focused on his observations, many of which are ringing true with voters.
Judge, I've gotten this question several times already this morning. Did the Trump legal team make a mistake or miss checking a box or something when it comes to requesting a jury trial instead of a bench trial with a judge, which is what Trump is going to get?
No, they didn't make a mistake, Rob, because they didn't have the option. The statute under which the Attorney General sued does not provide for a jury trial, even if both sides wanted one. So in this case, you're stuck with whoever the judge is, and the judge is effectively judge and jury. When you have a jury trial, the jury decides the facts, the judge rules on the law. When there's no jury, the judge both decides the facts and rules on the law. He has already ruled on the law on the basis of the documents and the legal arguments that were submitted to him in the past year and a half. And that ruling was that the defendants did commit fraud, and he pulled their licenses to engage in real estate transactions in New York City. So the only issue remaining in the trial is how much money, if any, does the Trump organization have to disgorge and pay over to the state?
Yeah, I'm glad to hear there's no water to that narrative that we're hearing on some of the other networks that Trump's legal team is incompetent. It made just a clerical error there. Sounds like that wasn't the case. But I do have a question about Trump attorney Chris Kass. He's a very good attorney. He's got a great reputation, but he's from Florida, a federal guy. How does he play in a New York City courtroom where sometimes, you know, it's better to have a pit bull who knows everybody and knows all the players? You know about this as a judge from New Jersey.
You know, for all the time that I spent in the courtroom, judges, particularly when the judge is the jury as well as the judge, as in this case, are much more comfortable with someone who knows the local landscape. Chris Kass is an excellent lawyer with a terrific reputation, but he tries federal cases in Miami. Were I Donald Trump, I would have chosen a Joe Tacopina type who defended Trump in the E. Jean Carroll case. It didn't have the outcome they wanted, but Joe was superb, and the judge was very comfortable with him. Chris will, I think, work his way into this and soon be very comfortable in that courtroom, and the judge will find Chris very credible.
Okay. We saw this yesterday. We're going to see it again today. How often do you expect Trump to actually be in the courtroom?
So Trump wants to do two things by being in the courtroom. One is to turn the lemon into lemonade that we talked about with his pressers before, during, and after the trial. The other, I'm opening my eyes, to stare in the eyes of those who are testifying against him, to see if they will shake their testimony looking at that scowl.
You're talking about
scowl.
Alan Weisselberg?
Correct. Michael Cohen, his former fixer, and Alan Weisselberg, his former CFO, is going to get on the stand and say that he orchestrated all this at the behest of Donald Trump.
Right. It's going to be interesting to see. By the way, you do expect Trump to take the stand at some point, right?
Yes. And they'll be lining up for days to see that.
Yeah, we certainly will be. Judge, appreciate you joining us this morning. We will continue to follow this as it plays out over the next couple of months. Thank you.
Thank you, Rob.
Judge Andrew Napolitano there.